I posted on Instagram about these really cool top loading folders that I made what is the word? They are dashboards. Yes, dashboards. And I asked if people wanted to see them, and everyone said yes. So I'm making that tutorial for you now. If you're not following me on Instagram, head over there. I'll link it down below so you guys can find it easy. But I do a lot of fun stuff over there. Anything you need to know about like my planner or like fun things that I do is going to be on Instagram. Also, like they added this new option where you can do a poll on Instagram, like in the stories. So you may get, like, I may ask questions and you have an opportunity to give feedback for things you want to see, stuff like that. So feel free to head over there. I just have my planner here. So I just really wanted to show you guys because look how cute this is. This is this week in my planner, and this kit is from Bluebonnet Drive, and it is so pretty. I have a code that I'll link below for you guys, and I'll link her shop too, so you can head to her shop and get this kit for your planner. It's an Erin Condren kit, but I like to use them in my planner, as you guys know. So anyway, I just want to mention that if you use my code that I'm going to put in my description, then you can get 30% off of your order. So there is that. Let me show you what I'm going to be telling you guys about today. Sorry, drinking some coffee while I'm talking. This is a pocket-sized ring-bound planner. It's just a Filofax. In here, I found a tutorial on how to make these really nice top-loading pockets. Let me get one that's in the middle so I can take it out and not drop everything everywhere. So this tutorial that I found, it was pretty short and kind of not super hard to understand, but what I really like about this tutorial is how clear these pockets are. Let me show you a different pocket I have in my big planner. Here's one right here. I'm not sure if it's showing up very well. Let me take it out. So the reason why I like this tutorial is because it's hard to, it doesn't really, so, sorry, oh, there we go. You can tell how it looks all grainy and stuff. This dashboard does. I don't know what company this is from. It could be Filofax or Webster's Pages. I'm not exactly sure. But I have two of these, and I just use them because I just happen to have them, and I don't feel like I need to buy something like another Foxy Fix one just because of it's a clearer, dashboard. But what I really like about this tutorial I'm going to show you is that these turn out super, super clear. So if you don't have a lot of money or you don't want to spend it on just a little dashboard, this is perfect because it looks really, really nice. So I'm going to show you how to make this right now. So the first thing, obviously, that you need is a laminator. If you don't have one, you can buy them really, really cheap. Walmart sells them, and also you can buy them off of Amazon. So if you have Amazon Prime, it works really well to get one, of course. Sorry, I'm just trying to get these out, so I'm distracted a little bit. Saying nonsense. Okay, so the other things you will need. Laminator. 2 laminating sheets. These are 3mm because that's all that I happen to have right now. However, personally, I would probably prefer to use a 5mm thickness for this, just because I really like how sturdy the 5mm sheets are compared to the 3mm, but if either one will work just fine. The other thing you need is a paper cutter, or even a board, like a cutting board and an X-Acto knife, whatever you use. You could even do it with a pair of scissors. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I really like to use my paper trimmer because it, obviously things turn out a lot straighter with my paper trimmer. So let me just move my laminator a little bit. What we're gonna do, you may not be able to see this on camera super great because I have it on like a little stand and I don't want to move it too much. So the first step is we are going to cut this laminated sheet down, or laminating I don't know what the proper terminology is for these stupid things. What we're gonna do, we're gonna cut this down to the size that you want the pocket to be, right? So for me, in my personal ring bound planner, I want my actual pocket to be in 3.75 by 6.75. That is the size of paper that I use in my planner, and hopefully it just doesn't turn out too wide. Depending on how your laminator works, may change how you size your what you cut this down to, because when you laminate it, you're always going to have to remember that you have that edging, right, where the paper, or where the what's it called, laminator sheet, it has to stay together, right, because you don't want to cut into that air bubble. So you want to take into account the fact that you have a little bit of extra space on the sides. I think for me, I do a lot of stuff myself, so sometimes I have different sizing of sheets of paper. So I think for me, I'm just going to make the whole thing, I think I'm going to take it down just a little bit. So there's that, just to account for that extra edge. And then I'm going to make it probably the exact height, just to make sure that it's not too short and awkward. Okay, so now we have our piece cut down. Since I'm doing this for a ring bound planner, I will tell you guys how to do it for a traveler's notebook. So if you have a traveler's notebook, you're just going to want to cut your sheet down you're going to want to have 2 of these. So since we cut it, they should separate and become 2 separate pieces, but you need them together because that's what's going to make your pocket. So you're going to need 2 sets of these. If you have a traveler's notebook, I will let you know how to make a foldable dashboard. So for my purposes now, I'm just going to do one in here. So after you cut down the pieces that you need, you're going to grab your other full laminator sheet. I don't know why I have such a problem doing that. Now, the important thing to do here is take your pieces and put them so the glossy side is facing each other and the slippery side pretty much. So if you have it where it's the matte side, which has like the adhesive and it doesn't slip, you're doing it wrong. You want it to be on the slippery side, the glossy side, whatever you want to call it. You want to put them the outsides facing each other. Now, you want to make sure that they're lined up as perfectly as possible. I have heard that some people do use like double-sided tape, but I find that if you can get it lined up really well in your hand, or even when you lay it down, it doesn't really matter, because once you have the matte sides touching another matte side, and if you take your hand and rub it on there like that, they'll attach each to each other. Goodness, my words, sorry. They should attach to each other pretty well, so when you pick it up, it should not move it too much, okay? I say should because you just want to be careful. So the main goal is to create like a pocket inside the laminator sheet. Okay, so I decided to cut a second one. This way, if they work out pretty good, then I can replace the other 2 little dashboards I have that aren't that good looking. Because it kind of bothers me, guys, really it does. These actually turn out really clear when you do them. So it's really nice. It's a really nice budget option. Even though, honestly, Foxy Fix's dashboards are not really that expensive. But if you really have like not very much money at all to spend, you can always save up for a laminator, and it'll be like, you know, pretty cheap. And even if you, especially if you already have a laminator, then it's just like really, really simple and quick also. Okay, so hopefully you can see I have my laminated pages in here. So what you want to do is just, like I said, make sure that they're lined up really well, because this is what's making your pocket. So if they're off, your pocket's going to be kind of weird shaped. And then since I'm doing these for a ring bound planner, I didn't really care about how they're situated and everything. If you're doing it for a traveler's notebook, there's two ways you can do it. You can put the pieces so that they're pretty straight and maybe just a little closer than what I have here. I think you can see that okay. Yeah. So, you know, maybe an inch apart. And then that way when it comes out, you can just trim the edges and then you can fold it in half. Or you can do what I'm doing and just put them separate and not really care. And then once they come out, you can cut them out individually, and then you can use tape in the middle. A lot of people prefer the tape, like packing tape that's clear. It doesn't look, the spine doesn't end up looking super nice, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to see it. Like I said, a lot of people prefer the packing tape. I personally, when I was using a traveler's notebook, I preferred the packing tape because when you do it with the laminator, it can be kind of hard to fold it and it sticks up a lot. So yeah, those are the options for if you're doing it with the traveler's notebook. So I'm just going to run this through the laminator and then I will be right back. Okay, so I just got it out and I don't know if you can see, you may not be able to see it, but inside it looks like it's kind of like grainy looking. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and run it through the opposite direction again and we will see how it turns out. Okay, I'm just going to let it cool off really quick. Here's what I'm going to do. Now, you have your, oh, this is so hard to see. Let me see if I can grab something where you can see this a little bit better. I think that this you can see a little tiny bit better. So you can tell that I have my page in there, right? Where I stuck the two pieces together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it out really quick. Now, like I said, if you were doing this for a traveler's notebook and you put it spaced as far apart as you would prefer, all you have to do is cut around the outside, just like you would with any other dashboard that you laminate yourself, and then just fold it in the middle, and then I'll show you what to do after that. So I am going to cut these out individually because I'm using them for a ring bound planner. Okay, so now I have my two separate pieces. So what you want to do when you're cutting it out is you want to get as close to the edge as you can. So if you can tell, I did not cut this very close to that bubble, but if you are doing it at home, you're going to want to get it as close to the air bubble as you can, just because obviously it looks better. If you've ever laminated anything, then I'm sure you know what I mean. The last step that we have to do for this tutorial is to cut off the top. So personally, what I like to do is I like to choose the side that the laminator, maybe it doesn't look as nice as the other side. And obviously if they both look the same, then it doesn't really matter. But pretty much I just take my scissors and I just cut off the top. If you're concerned about it being perfectly straight, then you can always use your paper trimmer. Yes. So I just cut right through the air bubble, even if you just cut right through the air bubble if you don't want to take a lot of length off of the pocket that we've made. But once you do that, then you just have to open it up. And it makes a perfectly sized top-loading dashboard. And you can put all kinds of stuff in there. You guys know, you know. See? So yeah, hopefully this tutorial helps you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below, but I will see you guys next time. Bye!